So you see, we're currently doing everything we can to find his whereabouts. But in the meantime, the show must go on. And that's why we've come to you.
Why do I gotta do this shit? I already told you guys, I'm on my prolonged hiatus for the time being. Also, do you have a cold? You sound terrible.
You're one of those in the reviewer world that Rowdy trusts. And for that, we're sure that you know what needs to be done. Your help is going to be greatly appreciated.
Alright, fine. I know that Nutjob has his fans, whoever they may be, and I don't want to disappoint them, so I guess I'll review... Xuxa? What the hell is Xuxa? Help me, Wikipedia. Xuxa... Oh... Yes. This should be interesting. Hey dudes, Hardcore Kid here. Hardcore enough to review kid stuff. And I'm back for another review just for you wonderful people. Today, we're going to go down to the wild country of Brazil to review something, or in this case, someone, who calls herself Xuxa. Xuxa, aka Maria de Greja Manegal, is a singer and TV presenter who specializes in children's entertainment, such as... what the fuck am I looking at here? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? Wait, what the fuck is going on here? Alright, to put it into perspective, Xuxa is what you would consider the 80s equivalent of Lady Gaga. Flashy costumes, wacky dances, and kissing poor unsuspecting children. And when she isn't doing any of that, she's snuggling up to her hubby, legendary soccer forward and leftist simpy Pele, as well as starring in a number of hardcore porno films. And no, I'm not making any of that up. So I've been asked to cover one of her works and see what I think of it. Well, I can't review her music without the risk of copyright, and I was unable to find any of her films, so I've decided to settle on her game show. At least I think it's a game show, which is entitled Zu de Xuxa. There are actually a couple versions of this show, primarily the Portuguese version, but I'm going to be covering the American version, mainly because my Portuguese sucks. Roll the footage!
Alright, this opening is absolute chaos, so stick with me here. It begins with our titular host appearing out with what looks like Gozer's portal. And you know you're in for a ride when you're subjected to some happy tiger and an evil panda dancing, horrendous Portuguese pop music, and camera work that makes Kevin Dunn look like Spielberg.
Okay, Miss Zuzu, now that my pituitary gland has popped, what is your show about?
Today we have games, we have songs, we have Gucci guests, we have animals, and meet some animals who are going to do some great tricks for us, okay? So come on, and we are gonna have ball today.
Games, music, animals, dancing, and lots of cocaine. So after the opening and a commercial break, we're introduced to the first game of this show. Two teams have to perform a stunt, and at the end, the team with the best performance wins. Do they get prizes for winning? Well, sometimes some of them, I guess, get copies of Xuxa's albums, sometimes they get kisses, and sometimes they don't get anything, except maybe cream in their ass. Now, I want you to watch some of these games for a bit. Do any of them look familiar to you? Yeah, these games are complete rip-offs of the physical challenges on Double Dare. Popping balloons with your ass, digging through a giant pie trying to find stuff. There's no hiding it! Also, while Mark Summers was an awesome host, Xuxa doesn't really have that same kind of charisma. She's energetic, sure, but sometimes she comes off as kind of itchy, with a capital B, particularly at the end of the games.
Oh, Michael, you lose. You lost one. He lost one. So, yeah.
To my mom and dad.
Congratulations.
Now piss off. Following that, we usually get segments featuring celebrity guests like Olympic gold medalists, Raven Simone, the Olsen twins, and, you know, all those other people who were relevant in the 90s but not anymore. Holy shit! Can somebody please murder that panda before he eats all those kids?
And you, Roger?
What?
Who would you like to say hi to?
The bear.
What?
The bear.
Okay, Roger. Okay.
Then Xuxa sings a song in completely broken English. And then immediately after, we get a science lesson. And then we move on to the next game. And after that, another song. This is one of the biggest problems of the show. There's just way too much going on. I mean, Think Fast may have moved at the speed of a cheetah on caffeine, but at least it had some idea of what it wanted to be. This is just a mess of randomness.
And I fully understand why it's called The Xuxa Show. Because the show revolves completely around her. And she's just basking in all the glory. It's like she's thinking, I'm the richest girl to come out of Brazil. Buy my albums and watch my show. I give you kisses.
But, despite it being a convoluted mess, it didn't stop the show from becoming a huge hit. Lots of kids were entertained by it. It had a mix of wackiness, songs, mess. It had virtually everything that any 90s kid would ever dream of. And have nightmares of.
Remember, I will be back. Hasta la vista, baby.
So if you want to indulge yourself in a huge hodgepodge of wackiness, music, songs, insanity, go watch Wienerville instead. I'm the Hardcore Kid, saying peace out. So how was that?
It'll do just fine, Hardcore. We appreciate it.
So how goes the search? Any leads so far?
We've been scanning all universes that we can pick up, even boosting our signal with Genie's aid. Of course, that runs the risk of picking up other world counterparts whose rhythms are very similar. Believe me, some of the stuff we've seen is like a fan fiction site for internet reviewers. It doesn't make it any better that we're still trying to find out who could be behind this whole thing as well.
What about that witch you had to deal with before?
We've had no trace of Melisha in years. The rumors we've heard through the back channels is she's given up world domination and is just looking to take over a Cayman Island to retire on. He's had to deal with that cartoon demon a bunch of you guys have had problems with. What about him?
From what you've said, it doesn't really feel like CGI's MO either. He would rather force Rowdy to review Fanboy and Chum Chum or something. Not a bunch of pop culture parodies on him.
That's what we were thinking as well. I just get the feeling it's something or someone we should know, but it's escaping us.
Well, if you can't find him, let me know if you need help.
We won't bother you again if that happens. We got someone else lined up just in case. Ninja Cat's out.
They're never gonna find him.